Welcome guys, welcome. This is episode 19 of 2024 ChatTactic. So welcome to this. I'm assuming everything's working. My audio is okay. Everything seems to be okay. I did just check that I've now got a bit of a connection, so I think we're all right to go. So welcome to ChatTactic. I am streaming to YouTube. Yep, good. I just want to make sure all these things are ticked off. So if you can, someone just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat, just to let me know that it is actually functioning. I know there's about a 20-second. Oh, there we go. So I've got Systel in battle mode. Thanks guys. Thanks for there. I've got my Skulls shirt on. So we're going to be talking about the coming WarHammer SKULLS event, which is coming up towards the end of this week, actually. So it hasn't started yet. So we'll get to that, I guess. And I will actually make a bit of an announcement about that. I'm going to be streaming on the Slytherin channel right when I'm doing my normal ChatTactic next week. So I'm going to go and move the ChatTactic forward a day. So I'm going to be I'm going to have that done for when will that be? That will be, well, today's Sunday for you guys. It's Monday for me. I'll be doing it on my Sunday. So that will be Saturday evening for most of you if you're in Europe or the USA. And I can't really sort of show it because it's got all key codes on it, but I do actually have on the other side of this sheet of paper a heap of games. Heap of game codes, and I'm going to keep a couple of them for myself because there's a few here that I was interested in. But there's some really good ones. Like I've got Battle Sector, which is pretty damn new. What other ones have we got there? Dark Tide, which is more of a shooter. We've got Mechanicus. Yeah, Bolt Gun, which is sort of, I may keep that. I'm sort of in two minds about keeping that one for myself because that's sort of like a bit of a callback to sort of like the old Doom games and things like this. So I've got a fair few games. So I'm going to have a few giveaways for next week. So that will be for the actual Skulls event. But I thought I'd actually just make that announcement and just sort of we'll go from there. So they sent me a pack. I think I showed you this last week, or maybe, I don't know if I was allowed to last week. Anyway, this is the actual pack for the actual event. Like, it's a fairly meaty pack, and it's come from the UK, I guess. So it's sort of like, and it took them like I got to say the organisation of this was incredible. Actually, just just how detailed all the stuff was to actually for me to get the pack. It's very hard for me to get merch and stuff like this, things like this in Australia. I've got to say it actually really is quite difficult. And so this particular pack, and often when things are offered to me, I don't often get them, like, you know what I mean, like they often just fall away on the on the sideline, and that happens a lot, like where things are sort of like are sort of sent through different gaming companies and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's just it becomes just too hard to send it sort of this far away, but it's a fairly big pack, and it's full of stuff. It's it's got heaps of loot in there. So I've taken out all the contentious stuff, and I've just sort of left the fun stuff, so we can sort of go through that today, I guess. And it's not. It looks like there's a lot, but it's. So how am I saying? Watch out, mate! It's probably a gene stealer inside. Give you a French kiss if you don't forget. But it's actually, I was really blown away by it. I was last year I got one as well, but this year is much bigger. Like, it's just. So I don't know if I showed this one last week or not, but I've got there's some plush toy. So I've got a granddaughter who may like that. I don't know if it's safe for kids. I'll have to just double check that nothing can fall off, this sort of stuff. Anyway, there's a plushie. I know that some people are sort of running to plushies. What else did we get? So there's a whole loot pack of stuff just to sort of get the hype going. Got a heap of stickers just about the event. I probably won't do anything with those, I don't think. But who knows? Who knows? I might find some use for them at some point. Got this one here. Actually, I was going to I might actually do the little unboxings. But this is actually I don't know if I've got a large face cam. I don't know if this will work. Is that going to work? No, it's not. Let's turn it off and then on again. Oh yeah, there we go. I can actually now show things a little bit better. So anyway, that's the Age of Sigma. I've got no idea what this is. It looks like it's got some characters inside. I'll just go and grab a scalpel and then I can sort of pull them apart. So we'll do some surgery on these on these boxes and open them up. So I've just got this trusty blade here. I screwed this up. Oh, not overly. So anyway, this is what's inside this particular pack. What have we got in here? Oh wow, there's a whole lot of paints and a whole lot of little models and things. Yeah, put them all apart and then paint them all up. That's pretty cool, actually. I haven't done that sort of stuff since I was a kid. I used to paint Airfix models. I don't know what these little... Oh, they're the stands, I guess. Must be 2 characters in there, I imagine. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Actually, I haven't done that for such a long time. Yeah, I have to think about if or when I do that one. What else have we got in the loot pack? We've got another. We've got a figurine by the looks of things as well. So just a little joy toy. I'll use the trusty old scalpel for that one as well. And oops. Yeah, last year's T-shirt as well had. Like it was just massively just had skulls all across the front of it, and it was sort of one of those things where it was fine to wear it as an event type thing, but you couldn't really wear it around in the street. This one's got stuff on the back of it, like it's, I don't know if you can sort of see it there, but anyway, that's so the back of it's just graphic, which is not too bad, and it's I normally can't get sort of shirts. I'm a fairly big guy, and it's just normally I can't get sort of merch shirts at my size, but this one they did actually. They had it up to 5X, which is I got a 4X, but just to be safe, and it was. But no, it's good. It actually sort of works really, really well. So anyway, there we go. So yeah, so Shiraz is saying WarHammer SKULLS will be on the 23rd of May. Yes, it will. And yeah, there we go. Got some little figurines in there. Actually, a little action figure. So I have to use the scalpel yet again just to open this bit up. So I thought I'd just do a bit of an unboxing today, just to because it does start basically on. Is it Friday for you guys? I think it starts on. Might be Thursday for you guys. Can't remember. I think it's Thursday. But I've got a. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here which is not quite opening up. I don't know what that is. There's some sort of... Oh, this is backpack and his gun. Okay, that's pretty cool. And we've got the extra figurine as well. But this is by far the best loot box that I've ever received. So I do appreciate that from Games Workshop and the Warhammer team there. It's pretty damn cool. So that's the... Whoops. Just nearly dropped the box. But yeah, little figurine. Can do pirouettes, and somehow I think his backpack must sort of fit on here, I guess. Anyway, that's and the gun must fit in his hand somehow. But anyway, that's the deal there with the little figurine, which is yeah, pretty cool. So there we go. And what else have we got? We've got actually, you know, this is probably the thing I'm actually most excited about. Is and this I decided just to leave everything in the box until I could actually sort of do the unboxing, and I thought, well, with the week coming up this week, I'd actually sort of do it. So Team Games are saying, would you have any interest in a Warhammer 40k Total War game? Yeah, I've actually I've got the I do have a key for the version 3 of that, and I don't actually have that myself, and so I'm going to keep that one for myself. I was going to actually sort of just because I do enjoy Warhammer Total War. It's just I did talk about last week with the Creative Assembly. They're just hard to deal with as a creator, but I do really like that one. Oh, what's this? There's a another must be the base for the other figurine, I guess. It might have fallen out of the other pack. I'll just leave that one back in there. But these are just a whole series of dice. This is Kill Team dice. You can't sort of see it there all that well. But yeah, I was actually, this is for me actually probably the most exciting of all the actual gifts. I'll probably will actually get some use out of this, because I do like, I've always got dice next to me. Anyway, I won't take them out of there. But that's a yeah, it's a pretty cool set of kit that they did send through. So yeah, thanks Games Workshop and the Warhammer group. So just rebox it back up again, but it's a very substantial box, as I sort of said. Like it's extremely well packed. You know, like just the size of it, the actual quality of it as well. It came in another bigger box. So, yeah, it was really, as I say, I was really impressed with it. So I'll just leave that off to the side, and we'll get back to my normal screen insert, and I'll just turn the face cam back on again, and we should be up and running. Hang on, just bear with me. There we are. Okay. For some reason, whenever I switch between different scenes in OBS, it doesn't. The camera needs to be turned off and then back on again for it to register, and I don't know why. I'm just going to put my scalpel back where I keep it, just so it doesn't roll off and stab me. I'll just be right back. So, when that event starts, I will be doing some live streaming. I'll be doing a extended live stream over on Slytherin at this time next week. For basically, it'll be starting later than this, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do a ChatTactic beforehand. Because I sort of wanted to do the giveaways. I might think about that. If it's, I'll do an announcement again. Yeah, I sort of do want to try to keep them in the Sundays, but if I start off, it's basically 2 hours from now, next week, is when I'll be doing a 4-hour live stream on the Slytherin channel, playing some Gladius, and I'll be playing a lot of different Warhammer games, I guess, as of, from when the actual event does sort of start. You can see there the Warhammer Skulls video is less than 2 weeks away. Well, it's now less than a week away. It just goes through all the different bits and pieces, so you can certainly sort of see what's there. So announcement from there are announcements from Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines 2, which I don't know anything at all about that one there. And Warhammer Bolt Gun to look forward to. So Bolt Gun is the new one that's coming out. So I'll probably keep that for myself and probably do some streaming of that one. It's very old school. I know it's sort of been out, but I think the release version, is it the release version comes out that one? Plus even more news and reveals about Rogue Trader, which I've actually got the key for that one. I'm going to keep that one for myself as well. These are all the keys that I got hold of. So a few of these I will be keeping for myself, but I will be giving a few of these away. So Total War Warhammer 3 I will keep for myself because I don't actually have that. And again, I'll probably end up doing some streaming of that one as well. Battle Sector I do have, so I will actually give that key away next week. Warp Forge, I'm just trying to think of which ones it's only a card game. And Dark Tide, I'll probably give that one away, even though I don't actually have that one. So there's a few there that I will keep and a few there that I will give away. So we'll have a bit of a session next week where we sort of do some giveaways. So anyway, that's what they're going to be sort of doing. Of course, there's going to be the whole week. There's a lot of different companies involved with streaming. It's mainly going to be a Twitch TV sort of event, from what I can gather. So so as usual, Warhammer fans will also enjoy a whole week of offers and freebies, including up to 90% off Warhammer titles. So this is going to be all next week. So it starts this week, like at the end of this week. So I thought I'd just announce it and do that bit of an unboxing. because I'm allowed this week to show the show the box. I've sort of had it there for a week or so before that, but it's I thought, no, look, I'll start off today and just go through it in a bit of detail. Yeah, anyway, that's it's a pretty cool box, I've got to say, which I'm pretty chuffed about. I do appreciate them giving it. This is when it starts, by the way, so I did actually open this page up. I'll just get rid of that one because this one does give you all of the information. Yeah, so it starts next Friday for me and Thursday for, I guess, most of you guys. 5 p.m. in London, 6 p.m. in Paris, 9 a.m. on Thursday in Los Angeles, and 12 noon on in New York. Shanghai, China, 12 a.m. so midnight in China. Tokyo, 1 a.m. and here in Australia, 2 a.m. If you're in New Zealand, it'll be sort of 4 a.m. I guess. We're about two hours away from New Zealand. So anyway, so there's a fair few different sorts of times and so on and so forth in through there. So 2 a.m. Now that will be next Friday for me. So I'll probably start off doing some actual live streaming on sort of Warhammer things over the weekend. As I say, we'll do the ChatTactic. So Battle Mode saying I like Boltgun. It's a good fun game. Yeah, it rates pretty highly actually. So anyway, there's a lot to look forward to coming up. So I thought I'd just make the announcement and actually do that bit of an unboxing, let you know, and then next week we'll probably the specials should be on by that stage. So so we'll have a look at that in more detail. So that's the WarHammer SKULLS event out of the way. That only took 20 minutes, which is not too bad. I sort of often get tied up for an hour and a half with these sorts of things, but that was a good, quick. So Shiraz is saying you will live stream and comment live. I don't know if I'll cover the actual launch event. Hi ZXM, how you going? I don't think I'll cover the actual launch event, but I will actually cover I will actually play games. So I sort of find when I watch events, so I may watch the event, but I don't think I'll actually comment on it. I don't know. I'll see how I go. I've got a setup for doing that because I've been asked to do that a few times for some like strategy game releases and stuff like this, where they have the launch and I just have like a secondary stream sort of running in behind that one. I'll have to think about which way I go with that. It's because I don't really know what they're going to be announcing or anything like this, so it's sort of I mean, Space Marines 2 will definitely be part of what they're talking about, and I don't know anything at all about that actually. Maybe we can look that one up. If we go to Steam, I was going to talk about this Endless Replayability Fest. Let's just go in and start up another. So we'll just go to Space Marine 2. So this is release date, 10th of September 2024. So I wonder why they're doing, that's a long way off. Maybe we'll have a look at the at this here. This one, we shouldn't get pinged for listening to this. Just bear with me, guys, and we'll have a look at this in the big screen grab mode. Okay, here we go.
What is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
That looks pretty good actually. I don't mind that at all. That looks good. There's more videos. Let's have a look at the next one as well.
The most fearsome, tenacious, and relentless bloody men and women that ever crossed the stars. Cowards! You're born the cry of the tiny god. You have disgraced yourself, abandoning your brothers. Your punishment is dishonorable death.
Actually, just noticed this goes for nearly 9 minutes. I might just skip ahead of some of it. See where he's going. It's a beautiful map, isn't it? It's good. Looks reasonable. Let's go further out. Yeah, looks like it's only Tyranids, is it? Just Tyranids is all we've seen so far. Yeah. Anyway, it looks good. What is it actually? Is it just a first-person shooter, single-player, online co-op? It's not giving us much detail. What else have we got there? Anyway, that'll be announced, I'm guessing, on the event, and it may be that this is actually the reason for the event, or one of the things for the event. The other thing I'm not sure about is if we have if Slytherin's going to be announcing anything as well. I'll just go back to screen inset mode. I'm not sure if Slytherin's going to be announcing anything as well with their games, and I don't know if there is anything else coming up for Battle Sector or for what is it, Gladius? No idea. So that will be interesting. Actually, if we have a look at Battle Sector. So if we have a look at Battle Sector, because there was some news there a week or so back. How do I get rid of that thing? That's annoying. So it wants me to open up the desktop, but I can show this one zoomed in, so I tend to like doing this one here. See, Battle Sector, I've got a key there I can give away for Battle Sector next week. So we'll definitely have a look at that one. Good thing it doesn't look like there's friendly fire. Yeah, I noticed that. It was he fired straight through his partner there. Hi Dom UK, how you going? And hi to anybody else. If I've missed anyone up there, oh, there we go. We've got Bob Rupert as well. Howdy all, I can hear you, but I now I have an unsee what battle mode said. What did he say? Give you a French kiss you won't forget. What was that one now? Oh, the Gene Stealer. Okay. Anyway, and high original intent. Finally upgraded Gale Civ to Warlords. Haven't played it yet. Warlords is a real improvement. I've got to keep on playing, but the game I was playing actually to try to finish that one off. Anyway, we've got Warhammer. You can see Battle Sector, very positive, 87% reviews, 89% reviews in through there. The thing I really like about Battle Sector now is that the actual random and the procedural campaign is now starting to come together, and they've now got enough factions to make it fairly interesting with what does go on. You can see there's a fair few now fair few DLCs. There's 8 DLCs in the kit there of what you can actually then go and get. And some of these are fairly good. I mean, it's fairly expensive actually. I mean, this is Australian dollars, but it's still fairly exy. So I would guess if you enjoy Battle Sector but don't actually have the any of the actual DLCs, wait for next week or wait for the end of this week and see if they go on special. And I thought there was. So Battle Sector and Gladius will take part in WarHammer SKULLS Festival. So I'll be doing a bit of a Gladius run on this time. Well, not this time, in like next week at around this time frame. So anyway, that's what's coming. And then we've got this is one I was actually interested in. I think we covered this a couple of weeks ago. So Slytherin to take on the future development of Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector. So Slytherin is pleased to announce that it will now lead the development of all future content for Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector. The leading strategy publisher has acquired the rights to the game engine and will work collaboratively with other developers to produce DLC broader in scope than anything released before. So this is good and bad in a lot of ways. whenever I sort of see this, I wonder what's gone on. Like we might just read it and then we'll just do some speculation after that one. So we've got Black Labs Games originally developed a game in the first 6 faction DLCs, as well as a wealth of new features and end-game modes between 2021 and 2024. The studio's relation with Slytherin dates back to 2015 with the release of Starhammer, and also they were the people behind Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, which is a very, very good sort of space combat game. So Marco Manoli says that with Battlesector, Black Labs Games created one of the most tactically rich and comprehensive strategy games within the Warhammer. And that's true. It's a very, very good game. The mechanics are great. The only thing I really didn't like when it launched was the procedurally generated campaign, which I thought was really, really weak. And the thing that bothers me about this announcement is that campaign is only really half built. And so somebody's going to have to pick that up and run with it. I just hope that there's somebody passionate enough to take that one on. So looking to the future, Battlesector will remain a key title within Slytherin's portfolio, and we're excited to expand upon the game in new and exciting ways that players have yet to experience. We'd encourage fans to keep an eye out on Battlesector's Steam page. And so we've got Paul, the creative director of Black Labs Games, said we're having the opportunity to develop a game set in the iconic Warhammer 40,000 universe has been an amazing experience. We at Black Lab Games are grateful to Games Workshop for letting us play in their universe, to the players who have joined in the journey so far, and to Slytherin for making it all possible. I can't wait to see where the game goes. So I think that they must be moving on to something else, and I don't know what they're actually doing. Like Black Labs Games, they're very good at building the mechanics and the graphics and stuff like that. They did a good job of the audio, like the voice and stuff like that in Battlesector. They didn't do a good job of that in Battlestar Galactica, so Deadlock. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It could be good, could be bad, depending on what we're looking for. For me, I'm looking for more stuff around the random campaign. So I don't know. It may take a while before we sort of see anything. But if we're going to know anything, it'll happen essentially in a week's time. We'll know, or at the end of this week, when tea time starts. That's pretty much at the same, like this week is around about the time when the event kicks off as well. So it kicks off at about the same time as the normal tea time, Slytherin tea time. So I will be trying to watch that if I'm awake. If not, I'll be definitely watching it with interest, because I do want to see what the announcements are for both Battlesector and also for Gladius, because it does mention there that if we have a look at Gladius, Gladius, we'll just go back into this one as well. And so again, don't buy any of the DLCs or games like of anything to do with Warhammer until the end of the week, because everything should be back on special again, I would guess. Like I would imagine. This game is an incredibly good game. This is one of my favourite games of all time. I just absolutely love it. So Chris is saying not related, but Songs of Conquest have gone into full release. I need to talk about a fair few other games, actually. That's one of the games I wanted to talk about, because that's exciting news as well. So I've got a fair few games I need to talk about. We'll just get these ones out of the way. Now this one here, we don't know again if there's anything. We got the Drakari, which came out in December. We don't know what else much there is to do. I've got no idea what they're going to be doing there. But if we have a look at this one through here, is there another announcement coming for Gladius? I hope so. So that would be interesting to sort of find that out. They're not sort of finding out too much of what else is going on with that one through there. But this is. Anyway, we'll wait and see what actually does come of the announcements at the end of the week, I guess. But I'm looking forward to that one. Now, as was mentioned there by Chris, saying, so Hugh David saying, excited to see what they may announce for Gladius. Well, they've sort of done everything, and I know that whenever on the Tea Time live stream, whenever they ask questions about it, they basically say, well, where do we go? Like what else can we do with it? Because we've got pretty much all the major factions there. I sort of personally hope that they start to get a few more of the nuanced Space Marine factions and things like that. Chris is saying, really, I've bought that. What was that? Gladius? or Gladius, I'm expecting to be about 90% off, or even more percent off to get Gladius itself. The DLCs will sort of stagger, I would imagine, in specials. That's what I would guess. Battle Sector, I would imagine, might end up being about 50% off if I was just, if I was betting on where I think things are actually really going. Hi Banksy, how you going? So you got actually Banksy was saying Endless Legend is free on Steam. Oh, okay. Endless Legend is fairly old now, but that's not bad if you have a look at. I've never really. There we go. You're right. Yeah, Endless Legend free. I never really understood why. And I might just turn off the sound for everything coming up. So it started off very positive, 84%. It's just now 74%, but it came out in 2014, so it's 10 years old. I never understood why they didn't make an Endless Legend 2. It was by far the best Endless game, like by an absolute mile. All the other games that they've sort of developed in around that and done versions 2, like Endless Space and stuff like that, it didn't make sense to me. I don't get why they did that. It's just for me it's sort of a strange sort of aspect. I did want to talk about this Endless Replayability Fest as well. So this one here is sort of like the sort of game that I tend to like. But let's go and talk about, well, there's a couple of games I want to talk about. I've got a giveaway today, by the way, as well, and I do want to sort of talk about that. I normally talk about what I'm going to be giving away early, and I think I'll go to that one, and then we'll talk about the Songs of Conquest after that one as well. So Battle Mode saying Endless Legend 2. There's no Endless Legend 2, is there? There's Endless Space 2, but there's no Endless Legend 2. Endless Dungeon looked interesting. So but there was no Endless Legend 2. Untrusted Life is saying Drax is on sale for the Endless Replayability Fest. Okay, well we'll have a look at that in a minute. Well, hang on, I think I just clicked on it. I'll come back to that one. That's only the discounts, demos, etc. are only available for another day, basically. So you've got about another day left to sort of have a look through those. By the way, Untrusted Life is a developer of Drax, so if you sort of are we'll have a look at that as well when we get into the Endless Replayability. But let's have a look. The giveaway today is actually going to be USC. Is it going to come up? Counterforce in through here. So I've got this one to give away. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about what this game is. This is and I don't know if it'll sort of tell us there. I might come back. They've got like a bit of a thing there. I'll just move that one off, just so we don't see it there. And I won't play the sound on this one, but this is. Let's have a look and see what this one is. This is a pretty cool game. So let me just go back and talk about what's going on with all of this. Hang on, I can't actually pause it with my spacebar. Doesn't want to play. I'm not turning anything else off, I don't think. I'll just go into full screen mode. And so the way it works is this is a bit like what is it called? Space Hulk. If you've ever played Space Hulk, where you've essentially got like a group of Marines that are going into an environment. And the great thing about this game is that the environment is, actually, again, my face cam is off. Oh, there we go. It's sort of in the wrong spot. I'll just move it down. Let's move it down into here somewhere. So with this game here is essentially you've got a group in through here. You've got different procedurally generated missions that you then sort of get to do. And so the actual maps are procedurally generated. You have the monsters don't chop and change that much, but they're bringing more and more content in. And the reason for the giveaway, and I do appreciate the developers giving me the key to give away like this, is because there is actually now new content coming in. So I thought I'll do a bit of a talk about it. But if you like these sort of games where it's turn-based, you can see it's grid-based as well. But the actual people themselves, if we go back again and just have a bit of a look, this is the actual stats of the different Marines that you bring in. You kit them out the way that you want to kit them out with different equipment. You get to choose their different skill levels. They do progress as well. So if they survive a mission, they then become available for other things to essentially, like they can skill up over time. And so it's quite engaging in that sort of sense. If we just go back and play it a little bit more, let's get the sound off. But essentially, this is exterminate aliens in 90s tactical squad style. It's there are a lot of games that did come out in the 1990s, but Space Hulk, I guess, is the main one that you sort of probably think about. And so in this case, again, we just saw a little snippet there of the. So this is the actual setup of how you're then sort of setting up the people getting ready to go back in. It's got like a little camera, and this. I didn't like this at the first, but I think they've made some changes to it. And I don't mind it anymore. So this is actually now sort of looking almost like through the camera. So it shows a 3D environment, even though you're really playing it in a top-down view. So that's one of the eggs. And so this is how you play the game, with that being up in the top corner. And you can see in this instance, there's a lot of stuff that's actually happened in here. Like there's somebody with a flamethrower that's come in. We've got different people that have actually sort of come back out to try to clear this particular room. So you've got to go through room by room, sort of getting rid of the alien infestation, to then sort of get to whatever the objective might actually be. So there we go, just seeing sort of like a turret that's been fired down the corridor, just sort of blowing up all the different creatures that are down that way. Control your environment. This is pretty cool about this game as well. And so in this instance, there's all sorts of different gases and all sorts of different things that can actually then sort of happen. Avoid friendly fire. Yeah, there is friendly fire in it, so you've got to then look at the percentages and see how things work. You've got melee as well. Like this guy's got the melee weapon. They've done a great job of this. I really enjoyed. Oh, there we go. Just got blown up. Manager's squad and your gear. This is an aspect that is quite involved. Probably too involved for me, to be honest. It becomes like to set up a mission properly can take a fair bit of time. Just getting everyone set up. And I accidentally deleted my squads from the main part of the game, and so I like for me to play it again. That's why I'm not showing you the actual game. Maybe I will show you the actual game, and because I accidentally destroyed all of the squads that I had, which is not good. But there's a lot of detail in it if you're into it. And once you've got the squad set up, it's very, very simple from that point after that one. It gives you all the detail about what's going on. It's a very, very cool game. You've got different environments as well. You blow up different bits and pieces in there as well. There's a lot to like about this game. Got auto turrets. You've got Overwatch. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, multiple game modes, 7 difficulty levels, co-op remote play. The game has gotten better and better and better over time. Yeah, very, very cool. Anyway, that's USC Counterforce. Still in early access. I was wondering if it was that they were actually going to the early access release date. It just says like basically in July, so less than a year. It's sort of been out then through there. Hi Steppens, how you going? Sorry, just tuned in. That game looks good. What's the name? This is USC Counterforce. So USC Counterforce, and this is today's giveaway. It's going to be this is a key for this particular game. But they did have some news. Where is it? Must be this one here, I'm guessing. And they're actually in this Endless Replayability Fest as well. So we've got this one here. So updated roadmap and dev diary, campaign squad management preview. So 2 important pieces of news packed into one article. A new roadmap and latest dev diary on campaign squad management is in here. So this is actually the roadmap that they've got sort of coming back in through. Yeah, they've got like different sorts of aliens that they've been bringing in. They've been bringing in a lot of different ways of playing the game. What have they got? New difficulty, Quack. The Quack is actually a fallback to their original game, which is sort of a bit stupid. It's just a little rubber duck, and quite often that's the objective. And I wish it was something more thematic, but it's not. if anyone wants to grab my attention, by the way, just do an @DasTactic, and it'll show up in red for me. Like it's this is what it looks like for me. You can see their battle mode in the middle there is highlighted. So if you do want to grab my attention, that's what that way I can just see if there's an actual question. I know that quite often I do miss things. Anyway, we've got that one in through there. There's a lot. What else? General campaign mechanics. So this is the game is played as mechanics. So here we go. We've actually now got a better roster. I haven't seen this actually before. So the squad assembly screen, you know from the preparation phase of a mission in the other game modes will be familiar, but with many changes. Okay, this is pretty cool. Maybe it's a good thing I did actually destroy all the different people. I'll start the game up and just to see if we can sort of see what's different, because this is only just really released. Basically in the last couple of days, these are the changes. So and in fact, before I started, I noticed it was in my Steam library, ready to be updated. So let's just have a quick look at it. As I say, this is going to be the giveaway for today, and that will be under space, and that will be here. It's not an easy game, by the way, either. Like there's a lot you can do with it. So we probably won't get into an actual mission, I don't think. Maybe I'll play the tutorial a little bit just to maybe show that. But because unless I'm mistaken, I think me getting rid of all the squads is going to be a problem. It usually is. Just loading. And the USC stands for Ultimate Space Commando. That's actually what and the original game I think was just called USC, but that was what it was. It was Ultimate Space Commando. But this is the new version. Yeah, very XCOM-esque. It is to a large degree. You've got like different sorts of action points. It's not the same. There's other games that use an action point system. It's probably more like Xenonauts than XCOM, where Xenonauts has got like action points that you use for firing and doing all these different things. God, it's taking a while to load up. I did just upgrade it, so I'm assuming it's ready to go. Maybe looking for all of the lost people that I had put into it before. Doesn't normally take this long to load at all. Come on, game, load up. Yeah, some random name guy saying this one looks pretty interesting. Yeah, last time we had it. Okay, so yeah, Bellman said doesn't want to send you a video on Discord for you to check out later. The original Laser Squad on Commodore 64. You'll be amazed at how complex it was for the mid-80s. I used to play Laser Squad, but not in the Commodore. There used to be a Laser Squad. I don't know why it's stalling. Maybe it's, I don't know what's happening here. You see the game decisions that the developer took into UFO. Yeah, no, I do know the game. I do know the game. Because it was one of my favourite games back in the 90s, actually, Laser Squad for the PC. Something's happened here with the loading of this game. I might just, see if I can get out of it. I'll just close the program, and we'll just try that again. Just see if I haven't ever had problems with it before. Brian was saying Laser Squad was on the Amiga. I think it was just one of those classic games that was sort of brought across everywhere. Come on, now load properly this time. I'll just give it a few seconds to do its stuff. It's thinking. don't know why it's having so much trouble. As I say, I've never had this trouble before. Yeah, Laser Squad Nemesis was also amazing. Another Julian Gollop classic. Yeah, that was great. That was a great game. God, there's some good games back then. It's funny, there's also free versions of it available that you can download, and Space Hulk was another one that I always wanted a really, really good sort of Space Hulk type game. And this is the only game really from that era where I used to really enjoy Laser Squad and those sorts of games. But this one, this is the only modern game that really, for me, actually sort of scratches that itch. So I don't know what's happening here, guys. I'm going to have to... Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're into it finally. So there we go. This is going to be where the missions will take place. All right. So we've got you got things, for example, like continue last game. I'm not sure what I was doing with the last game, to be honest. Single mission. I might just show you how this one actually does work. You've got all these different ways of playing the game. There's a heap of different sorts of stuff. So you've got like defend the base, which is actually like a thing where you just have to have your squad defend the base from hordes and hordes of different creatures. That's one mode of playing it. Operations is more like a multi-mission progression where you need to then go through, do one mission, then a following mission. And so you've got different sorts of things you can do with it. There's a lot you can do with this. As I said, sort of, just going through the actual thing. So you can see we've got like 2 or 3 mission type things. So sector sweep. This is escape the mines with different sorts of things. You get different rewards as well. The rewards are then things you can then use with your squads. And as I said before, the squads can be used over time. Scientific data retrieval, prisoners of the deep, onboard invasion, so onboard one of the spaceships. So they're starting to actually change the environments and bring more environments into the game as well. And so this one here, we've got the by the way, I'm just covering up this button that just says load. That's all I'm covering up down through there. Hydroponic hell back and through here as well. So you've sort of got like a nominal difficulty is brutal in through here as well. So you've got different sorts of things in through there. This one is just normal difficulty, and then it should start to escalate from there. You can see challenging and then up to brutal, back up at the final little bit through there. But this is sort of like, as I said, it's got a progression. But again, it's procedurally generated. The maps are actually all procedural, and as I say, like it's very, very few of these type of games do that. Like Space Hulk never did it, and that was the game that really probably should have had some procedural generation, but it never ever had it. It was just you played the mission and that's all you did. You've also then got single missions back and through here as well, and so this is like where you just play off a single mission. You can see there all of the various difficulty settings back and through here, and it's a pretty brutal game. Like it's sort of like, maybe standard might be the easiest, the best one for me to play on, I guess, but easy is where it actually is. There's a lot you can do here. Squads per player, like with different players and stuff. So play with 2 squads simultaneously. And so when you actually set, because it's all procedural, one of the things they've done very, very well with this is to set up set the difficulty up to, if like whatever you set up in here with number of squads, number of players and things like that, it will then scale the actual complexity to match what you choose. And so it does it, as I say, it's really quite nicely done. We've got the classic base, a fairly large but tight base interior, main habitat, so a large interior with open spaces and thin walls, deep mining facility, so an excavation area with big open spaces, a different, like there's no walls in the habitats and things. You can end up sort of blasting your way through walls, through doors, through the mines. It's mainly going to be sort of like rock and stuff like this. Mine tunnels, a tighter, more maze-like tunnel system. Research outposts on the planet's surface. So a huge map with 2 separate buildings, and so this one you have to secure the buildings where you've got things happening on the outside as well. Forward base, a single building surrounded by desert. Recon vessel on a spaceship, a relatively small ship orbiting the planet, and a ring space station, like an actual spaceship again. A large station deck with a circular layout, And so you can see the hydroponic labs, a laboratory complex. And so there's lots of, like all of these things just change the environment you're playing in. A desolate canyon, ruins of a small military base nested in a canyon. There's so much you can do. And then you've not only that, like this is the actual map type, but you've then got the mission types as well, like seek and destroy. In this case, if we go back to, for example, like a ring space station, we'll have a fair few of these things available. So seek and destroy, mainframe data acquisition, reach an extraction point. A bit like Space Hulk was very much like getting to an evacuation point. And so this is sort of like more where you can do the different things in through here. So this one you've got to then go and try to find alien nests and kill them. You've got this one here. You're trying to then find a mainframe and extract a data disk, and that one there you're just trying to make your way through to reach a location. Other things, for example, like the mines. Yeah, the mines will deep mining facilities will then allow you to repel the horde as well. So we just play as a defensive type mission. So there's a lot that goes on with this. It's just there's so much you can do in this game now. So it's very, very cool the way it sort of does work. I'll just go back and I don't know if I can start this. I'll just go and play a mainframe data acquisition just to get it sort of started. I'll play it on easy, one squad. I'll just go and begin, just so you can see the actual difference in through here. And so you've got like the basic loadouts. Now this is Terra Control Alpha. We do actually have some people here. I must have reset them up, I guess. So yeah, name Terra Control Alpha. They've done no missions. Actually, they've done one mission, but I don't think they've done anything with it. So if we just go in and I'm not sure what I do with this now. I forget what to do. Anyway. I won't get too involved in it. There's a lot to talk about today. So, but that's USC Counterforce. There's a lot of stuff you can do in it. That's the key for today, and I'm guessing that must be on special now as well. I'll just go and quit that one. And we'll get back to what we were doing. I'll just go back to the screen inset. But that's a pretty cool game, I've got to say. It's one that I do enjoy. And so it's part of, it's 26% off for the, that's right, they did the Great Houses of Calderia as well, Calderia. I think Battle Mode may have played that. I know that somebody, hi Drexy, how you going? Dad on a break, so I thought I'd show my face for a while. So I think that Great Houses of Calderia is this is something that I've been offered to play, but I just don't have the. I'll just get my my small face in there again. That should fire up. No, not going to do it. God, it's tricky. There we go. Yeah, so the Great House of Calderia is something that I've sort of been 50-50 about trying to cover it or not. You've not got that one? No. Okay, I thought you had. Somebody recommended it to me. Somebody had recommended that it was a very, very good game. But I when I looked at it, I've seen content about it because I'm on the fence about trying to play it. It's just one of those things where I think I'd have to sort of invest a bit of time to actually go and do it. But essentially the same publisher did this one as well as USC. Different developer in through this one. This is the original USC back in through here from 2015. As I say, a game I really did enjoy back then, but USC Counterforce is heaps better. So you do actually have 40% off. That's pretty good. So if you're interested in the game and you don't win it in today's marble run, then you can at least it's on special at the moment. Now let's have a look at the other game that was mentioned, which I did want to talk about before we get back to the endless replayability. And it may also be part of the endless replayability as well. The game, I always forget the name of it. I've got to always look at it. It's Songs of Conquest. Songs of Conquest. So we'll look that one up. Songs of Conquest. Right. Are you on special at the moment? No, you're not. So Songs of Conquest is, if we have a look at, Farewell Early Access. And this happened just in the last couple of days as well. So it's basically saying 2 productive years are soon behind us. Now, The reason that it's they're going to keep on development of the game, that's going to be something. So in less than a week, the long-awaited release of Songs of Conquest will be upon us, and we couldn't be more thrilled. It's hard to believe that nearly 2 years have passed since we first embarked on this journey together, releasing our project into early access, and oh, what a journey it has been. By the way, Songs of Conquest, if you enjoy Heroes of Might and Magic, this is the Heroes of Might and Magic game. This is absolutely blows Heroes of Might and Magic out of the water, and it is the spiritual successor to those early Heroes of Might and Magic games, but they've taken it into other areas, which makes it so much more engaging. It's so much better than Heroes of Might and Magic ever was, but it's the closest thing to a Heroes of Might and Magic successor that we've seen. So songs, and it does it very, very well. So it's got a whole lot of stuff that's actually in here that is worth your time. So we consider lucky, blah blah blah. Let's delve into the details a bit with some of the things we've accomplished during these past 2 years. So there's going to be I'll skim past a lot of this stuff. So they've got different campaigns. They've got different playable factions. Essentially, sort of like the undead, like the humans, sort of like the lizard men type sort of stuff. What else is there? Forget the other different bits and pieces that are in it, to be honest. But anyway, they've been changing. Currently, we offer 11 unique challenge maps, each as deadly as the next. Why not try your hand at hot deal? Yeah, blah blah blah. So they've got actually preset maps, but they also have done a great job with random maps as well. And I don't know if they'll talk about that, but for me, that was the thing I was really looking forward to with this release. Yep, standard maps pit you against the AI as human component. You have the opportunity to build your settlements, blah, blah, blah. Conquest maps all serve as a perfect arena test for this new siege battles. They really challenge the battlefield to compare to what it was. This is completely new. So, our Conquest maps also serve as a perfect arena to test out the new siege battles that really change the battlefield as compared to when we started the early access. And so this is completely different now, where you now actually have to, if you are besieging, it's no longer just an open field. And you can see there, different to Heroes of Might and Magic, there's a lot more tactical play in this one than what there ever was before. It's a very, very good game. So man the walls, or fay the walls in this example. So there's different factions. Yeah, it's one of the other factions. We've got fay as well. I think that's to do with the human. This human faction as well is part Fey. I can't remember exactly which way it goes. While some members of the team, game modes, enhancing the AI. We've got better troop movement. Come on, where's it showing us? The maps. Behind the scenes have been a flurry of activity. Thanks to the demands of the community, they've got support for a Steam Deck as well. Here we go. This is what I'm interested in. This is something that, because about a month ago, they had another press release about the end, the early access was ending, and they had done a lot of work on the random maps, and I was blown away by how good it was. And the dev, when I was talking to him, said, "Oh, wait till the actual release, because the random map generator is going to have a lot more work done to it in that time frame." So now is the time to grab the game, because the random map generator was already very, very good, and now it's apparently I haven't played it since this version. So these years have also allowed us to release random map generation. Our random maps have gotten more and more, more than one work over, and it now boasts 3 different win conditions, 4 sizes, and 1 special map mode called balanced. It's still random. It's just make sure you and your opponent really start on equal footing. So, okay, there is structure, and so beyond our own work. Okay, so they're not really talking much about this, but the node system that they've got is extremely well done. I might even start that up and just show you how the random maps actually do work. Beyond our work, there's a large community of skilled map makers. They've spent the last years refining our map editor, making it more user friendly, and so you can actually have preset maps. Change the theme. There we go. We're sort of seeing the actual terrain change based on painting. Anyway, that's sort of where they are. So they've released the game. It's not the end of their development, but it is essentially it is a major milestone. And as I said, it's essentially now feature complete. which is why they're releasing it. This is early access done well, because they've had the early access, and it's sort of it's just really been sort of thumping along, and now they've actually been able to release a very, very polished game. I'll show you this one as well, just very, very briefly. I've got to be careful of my timing, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Oh, it's launching. It's downloading the new content. How big is that one? Oh, there we go. I think we're actually already there. So are you going to start up for me? It should start up. Just double check. It's in there now. I'll try it again. Normally it starts up after you do that. Yeah, game already running. There we go. I knew there was some problem. Are we going to see it there? There it is. Just get rid of it and go back in there again. I don't remember the entry screen looking this good. I mean, I've seen the graphics before, but not full screen like this one. We'll just get into it. So you've got you've got the campaigns, you've got Conquest mode. So playing on a pre-made or randomly generated maps, that's the one that I like to play. So you've got like a fair few different sorts of things the way it sort of does work. It's sort of pixel art as well, which some people like pixel maps, some people don't. This is the so we've got like handcrafted maps where you can download as well. Like you can download different maps from online. Play against or team up with the AI and classic adventure strategy maps. You've got challenge maps. These are scenario style maps designed to challenge your tactical know-how. And then you've got random maps. The way that the random maps work is, and I think I've shown this like maybe a month or so back when their last release came out. But this is actually, and I don't think the balanced, were the balanced maps there? Maybe they were there. But you've got like different ways of playing it: 2, 4, 6, or 8 player maps. You've then got the so if I go to say a 6-player map as an example, if I go and look at the wheel, this is what it looks like with the wheel, with everyone around the outside, with a neutral area in between each player going into like a central hub, and so there would be different sorts of things in the middle there. For example, there'd be different loot. So to take control of that one would be a good one. You've got King of the Hill, which essentially is not really correct terminology. King of the Hill should mean that you basically have an objective you have to then hold, but that's not the case in this game. You then actually have other things like beacons of power, where you can sort of turn these different things on. I don't think it's going to give us any keyboard tool tips about what that one actually is, or find the object. So you've got different sorts of ways of doing the missions. So I think when you do that one, you can then turn off King of the Hill, which essentially means last player standing, rather than it meaning defend a location. So you've then got other different things, and each of these have got like wheel, you've got gyroscope, again just showing the different sorts of layouts, 3 players competing for one area. Then you've got other areas coming off the side. So it's very, very different layouts in through these. Random is just, you're not going to know what you're going to get, you're just going to get what you're going to get. So there's a whole lot of different stuff, and each of these have got different layouts that they actually have. This one's got centipede, where you've got like the neutrals that are down through the middle here. You've got corridor, so randomly generated map for up to 8 players. I think it just means that each player is just in a line, I'm assuming, or a shuriken in through this other side, where you got almost like a throwing star type arrangement. So it's just nicely done the way that they have sort of worked this one out. anything that you see with a house on it means that would then have like a location that you could then take over and start to develop up. And if it's not, it's just going to be like a search for loot type location as well. But there's some good stuff in here. Like again, you know, different layouts, different ways of playing. It's very nicely done, extremely nicely done. So anyway, that's the actual layout. We won't play any more of that, but I did want to show that because it's a game that does impress me a lot, actually, with what they've actually done with it. So we'll quit out of that one. Before we go into the endless replayability as well, I will highlight that yesterday I did a stream, Sins of a Solar Empire. We covered that in a lot of detail with what like last week, where we looked at the actual release video of it, and then yesterday I've been luckily I've been able to get my hands on the actual preview of the game. It's an incredibly beautiful game, and I might even just load her up. That one as well. And I'm going to do this one full screen. Where are we? Screen grab. Here I am. It's just loading up. Because it just looks beautiful. And so if you missed yesterday's live stream, this game, I won't spend much time with this because I'll be doing a lot more content on this one. I'll also be covering this on a fair bit on my Twitch channel as well. So I'll be playing this one a lot. I'm so impressed with so many little things, just the little things, all the user interface and user experience things. We didn't get to see this yesterday. This is the cutscene.
Have given rise to the sins of the present.
And soon, the future.
Here we go. So that's the cutscene. It's funny, you know, like it's actually I'll just read ZXM saying we should have had some random maps that weren't so structured. In a random map, some positions should be lucky and better placed than others, instead of always equal placement. Yeah, I think it's with those sort of games though, they tend to the balance of them is a hard one with a Heroes of Might and Magic style game. But there is that random one at the bottom there as well. But I still think that the balance of each section, each portion, is still going to be fairly balanced, I think, with that one through there. Hi, Michael. How you going? So, that cutscene is good, but it's funny because I'm so impressed with the cutscene from Galactic Civilizations 4 that I'm actually was expecting more from that particular cutscene, particularly with the quality of the graphics of this. Like graphically, this game is just astoundingly good. Like it's unbelievably good. If I just go back in and start, I'll just click on OK. But if I just go back and load in, I'm guessing I just do it this way here. Can I load in? No, that's load game. So this is where I got up to in yesterday's live stream. If I just load it in, just that way I can show you a few different sorts of ships and things like that. But just look how crisp and clean the overall look is. Now the Advent is not here yet in the game, but that will be coming before the game launches. The Advent will be included. So it's so as I said, I did a live stream yesterday. If you're wanting to sort of see the really like in depth as to what the game has got, then that live stream does cover. You know, I'll go through all the interface, everything we can sort of have a look at is pretty much covered there. I think I did a pretty good job of that. But anyway, that's like, you know, as in it's not a lot of, it wasn't a lot of just gameplay. It was actually a lot of really trying to see exactly how things are sort of then working. Actually, battle mode was in the chat with that one, which was actually extremely helpful because battle mode's got a lot more familiarity with the game than what I actually have. So I did appreciate him helping me just through the chat as to what was actually going on there. so Dom UK is saying they're doing a Steam version of this like they did with Gal Civ. Seems dodgy way to treat customers. Okay, look, that's okay. The way that this is a complex situation. It's complex because the way in Gal Civ, and I keep on thinking. I'll just pause this for a second. I'll just go and pause that one there. I understand, like I don't like the way that the Epic Game Store has the 1 year of exclusive content, and then it gets released into Steam. And so the reason that developers do that is because it then gives them funds that they can inject into the games. Quite often, the transition from Epic to Steam is a failure. Like there's a lot of games that just don't make it past that point, and so they end up essentially looking for it ends up becoming a negative. And so what a lot of game companies do, and you know, thinking of games like Old World, for example, which also came through that process, and they actually managed that fairly well. What they did was they brought in a new release content for Steam. But I don't know what they did with Epic, to be honest, with that one. But they actually brought in, I think that Epic still got what that content was. When Gal Civ came out, just to go through the history of what happened there, they had the same sort of thing with the exclusive 1 year, and same with Sins. Sins has actually been in Epic for nearly 2 years, I think. But Gal Civ was in there for about a year. Then there was a lot of development that went on with Gal Civ to do Gal Civ Supernova ready for Steam, and then that became the Steam release. And then there was a thing where it didn't actually translate directly back across into Epic. I think that now it is. So I think that the Epic for Gal Civ and the Steam version of Gal Civ are now completely the same. I know that I'm no longer really sort of seeing the word Supernova anymore, just Gal Civ. So it took a long time to fix that, and so you would rightly be worried about what may happen with Sins if it goes down the same track. Now, what is true is that they are developing up like new content ready for the Steam release. But my understanding is that the Epic release will be updated at exactly the same time. So it's not as if you're missing out. If you've got the Epic version in this case, you will actually then get the same content essentially. And I don't know if it's going to be exactly at the same time, but what they're trying to do is get hype up for the Steam release, but they're not going to ignore the people that have got the Epic release, if that makes sense. So yep, you've got every reason to be worried, but from everything I've read about it, it's actually not going to be a problem, because they will actually end up the content that releases will also, in my understanding, will actually release for the Epic store as well. So if you've got the Epic version of the game, you should be okay. It's the game doesn't release for another like another three or 4 months, I guess. So it's still there. Actually, Bannerman was saying on release into Epic, Sins 2 had the same content roughly as Sins 1 did on its release. Yeah, so yeah, that's the other point too. When they finish off the content, the Epic one was like when they did release the initial version of Sins into the Epic Game Store, it was like the initial release of Sins 1 with same sort of level of content, but with better stuff in around it, better user interface stuff. By the time this one releases, this will be more like Sins of Solar Empire Rebellion. So it'll be more like the Rebellion sort of stuff, even more stuff than what Rebellion has got. So that's the plan, is for it to sort of go that way. Battlemaid's also then saying Sins 2 Steam release will have about the same amount of content as Rebellion. There we go. An update of 4 to 5 years after the original. Yeah. So, and that's the goal, is to end up with a release that essentially takes you to where Rebellion ended. And so you start off at that point, and then as they develop the game further, there'll just be more and more enhancements to it. I hope that makes sense. I do understand the concern. Yeah, so Subical saying, yeah, I bought Gal Civ 4 in Epic, but Stardock gave me a Steam key once it released there. To be honest, I don't think that's a bad way of handling it, and Epic do give a lot of money. Yep, so Michael's saying, yeah, but with Gal Civ, the base game was too unfinished on Epic, and then came Supernova and had to pay to move it to Steam. Yeah, look, there's certainly some lumps in that whole situation, but this one I believe is going to be done differently, is my understanding. Battlemate saying it's a lot better than Rebellion already, so different in so many ways. It really is. It's just a beautiful game. I'll just show you a little bit of the graphics, and then sort of we won't go into it in too much detail. But as I said, I did that live stream yesterday. There's heaps of stuff in there if you're interested in the game. It's a classic game. They've done an incredibly good job of building this one up. As we come back in, we've got, you can see there the different sorts of ships. This one here is one of just a carrier that I had built in the game. It's just a stunningly beautiful game. There's all these little craft as well. You can see that it goes from fairly large scale. There are Titans in it as well, which we haven't really sort of played with, but in through here we've just got sort of the mid-level ships. Then you've even got like the little bombers in through here as well. The thing that blew me away, and I don't actually have a battle ongoing at this point in time, but I'll just unpause the game, and this is something that I haven't seen in a game before, and there may be somebody else that has done it. But what it does is it latches onto like when you zoom in, it doesn't just zoom into where your mouse is. It goes to whatever the closest object is. So if I go over to here, for example, and just go near this asteroid, it will then actually hook onto the asteroid basically at some point, and then that will become the focus of what I'm looking at. So if I have that one in the middle of the screen and then start to rotate, it's going to rotate around that object. That's a bit just a bit glitching out through there, but it's stunningly beautiful, the actual game itself. The actual ships, every missile is also the same, where it just sort of latches on. So when I get in nice and close, I can then have a really good look. And so I don't have to, I'm not sort of, it's so intuitive just with the actual way that it sort of does this one. If I go into one of these ships and sort of zoom in, these are just tiny little bombers that are coming out of the actual carrier. And so they've actually come out of the carrier, and if I just unpause the game, and so it now hooks into this particular ship, and I'm now just following this ship around, even though it's tiny, absolutely tiny. And if I zoom out, I can then sort of start to zoom into other things as well. It'll just pick up whatever's sort of in the focus and just latch onto that, which is really, really quite nice. Other things with it, I'll just pause that again. It's so easy to manage the game through the actual, through the different bits and pieces. So much easier to actually be able to control what's going on at a glance than what it was in the original. The original, I remember just going back from system to system to try to set things up. You can do nearly everything just in these screens now, which is, as I say, really, really nice. It's so well done, what they've actually done with the game. One of the best user interfaces I've seen of a Space 4X. Just done incredibly well, and of course they've got other little innovations. Like you can see, one of the really cool things is that you've now got these things showing the orbit around the sun. Like they've got the sun in through here. Deneb Algidi is the actual sun in this case, and so we're around the actual central star. But most of the planets are all going in this direction, but there's a few that are actually going in other directions. And if I press the tilt key and then just sort of go and start to scrub left and right, you can see there the progression of the actual planetary orbits, including if I go and grab this one here and sort of zoom in on this one, it's even got a moon, and so the moon then rotates around. Now look at what happens as it rotates with the actual connections. So it actually has got like different connections and different opportunities that then come out of that one as it's sort of rotating. So again, this is where the map is, like it's now hooked into that one through there. If I hook into the actual central star, I think it'll then just show me, yeah, see, look at all the, see the movement of the different objects. And so in this case, this particular asteroid going in retrograde has actually been taken over by this particular player, and is now, as over the course of the next hour, will then sort of have re-linkages across as it comes closer into my territory. Now this happens to be the same on the same team as me, but that then does sort of show the like the opportunities that these retrograde planets actually do provide in the game. So there's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, we've got one over here as well that we hooked into that's going retrograde, and it's going to end up if we could develop that one up, we'd be able to then actually have like a surprise attack onto different areas if we did actually have some units back in there. And the bar you see at the top represents an hour of gameplay. So, and there will be in the actual game other ways of setting that one up. I won't spend too much time with it. Is that one solar system? Yes, it is. So all you have is, when you start a game, you've just got one star with a whole lot of different gravity worlds. Some of them will be planets, some of them, and the planets will then have different abilities and different things on them. This is our home world as an example. So our home world is in through here. You've got different sorts of, these are different bases and stuff, different orbitals in around the actual planet. The different ships in here as well. The different sorts of space lanes to sort of go out in different ways. The asteroids are mainly going to be for you to pick up loot. So we've got different sorts of mining operations in the asteroids. It's just a, it's a really, it's one thing. It's also the overall pacing of the game in terms of the actual gameplay is actually really nicely done as well. Like there's always something to do, but it's not overwhelming. It's the balance of it is astoundingly good. Like it really is amazingly good what they've actually done here. So yeah, no, it's a very, very cool game. If we go back out to the main menu, this is showing the progression, I guess, as to who's doing what. Just close that one off and go back to new game. Somebody did actually ask whether you can have multiple star systems, and I don't know if this one here. So your empire begins stable and secure, but expansion will whether you've got like a binary star. So I think there's going to be all sorts of different maps. This is all I've got at this stage in the actual game. If I just create a lobby to start the game, just so you can see what it's sort of like. You know, we're playing as the what is it? I forget the name of the faction. It begins with V. But they're essentially, they come in, they have to then sort of take over a system. That's how they start the game. And we can see there we've got, there should be a star. There's the star there. Ubis. Looks like there's only one. Someone did ask a question if there was going to be multiple stars. And I don't know if there will be, but that's all we know so far until we start to sort of discover things. So things will then be discovered as we progress through the game. But it's a pretty cool game, I've got to say. I do really enjoy it. It's it is very, very interesting.
Development finished.
Yes, we're getting different things actually happening in there. Anyway, let's quit out of that one. We'll exit the desktop and get back into it. So we're nearly now. We're going to have a quick look at the overall. What is it? Endless replayability. Let's just go straight to that one. Have a quick look. I haven't had a look at the games that we know. I had a quick look the other day, but nothing sort of really in depth. So we do actually have for one more day the Steam Endless Replayability Fest, which is currently on. And so there's a lot of games like featured, roguelike, procedural generation, sandbox. There's some free-to-play VR, etc., etc. But these are the sorts of games that I tend to look for when I'm looking for games. Sorry, my bloody camera keeps on just coming off. There we go. We're back in again. So yeah, she was a question. So is there any automation like Distant Worlds 2? I've kind of become addicted to automating things that I don't enjoy. Battleman's saying that there's automation of replacing ships in your fleet. You can build new ships straight to the fleet, and they'll travel to that fleet wherever it is. So no need to search for a shipyard. So yeah, it is different. It's like, in one sense, I would love to see Distant Worlds, to be honest, with the same degree of camera movement. The camera movement, as I say, is really quite. You can't see it unless you're doing it yourself. But the camera movement, you're not even consciously aware of it, but it just feels great when you do it. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Anyway, let's have a look at the actual game. So we've got. Stellaris 70% off, that's pretty good. Crusader Kings 3 60% off. Hearts of Iron 70% off. Risk of Rain 2 50%. That's an old game now. When was that? 2020. It's funny. I thought that was earlier than that. No idea what this one is. Yeah, it looks like all the Paradox games are about 70% off, which is good deals. 76% off for Victoria 3. That's interesting. I mean, that's fairly new. What else do we see there? Wildermyth, 30%. That's not a great special. Actually, that's now gone to another. I didn't click on anything. Let's go to all items. Let's go to by discounted. So we go down the list by their discounts. Actually, 10% is no good. Wildermyth, 30% off. Great game. Wizard with a gun. Just show more. Oxygen not included. 66% off. That's pretty good. So these are you can see there that like this is overwhelmingly positive for Oxygen not included. Darkest Dungeon. Now there's Darkest Dungeon 2 as well, but the original is actually rates higher than the second one. X4 Foundations, mostly positive. Gatekeeper. Barony as well. So there's a fair few different things. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. This is new that came out this year. It's rated very positive. I haven't tried this one yet actually, but that's everyone sort of says I would really enjoy it. I just haven't actually got into it. I've got the original, but I haven't played it much. Paint the Town Red is actually a game I keep on coming back to. I actually really enjoy it. It's 50% off. It's essentially a fighting game where you run around punching people or just doing different sorts of things. It's a really aggressive, interesting game. I haven't played it for a long period of time, but I do enjoy it. It's one of my games that if I'm just looking for something to play for half an hour or something, it's the game that I used to load up, and it's just all about, you can sort of see there the graphic, it's just all about the fists and punching and doing stuff like this. I don't know, it's just fun. I find it fun anyway. Enter the Gungeon. Heard that this one was good. I haven't actually played that one. Let's go and load more in. Terra Nil. When was that one come out? That was about a year ago. I did hear about this one. I don't know much about it though. Civ 5, 75% off. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Although Civ 6, I guess, is where things are. Risk of Rain returns in 2023. I'm trying to think of what I know about this game. Yeah, maybe I never played it. It just rings a bell. Don't Starve, Hamlet, now available as well. So Don't Starve was a great game as well, but that's very, very old now. 75% off though. For $4, it's pretty damn good. Gal Civ 4, 20% off. There we go. That's that's good in there. Rogue Legacy 2. Now this is something that I again have heard about as being a pretty good game, but I haven't actually ever played it myself. I don't think I have. Crab Champions, no idea what that is. Quasimorph. This is an awesome game. This is it's funny. It's only mostly positive. Like this is extremely good and just getting better and better over time as well. Battle Brothers, so fairly old now. Can't wait for Menace to come. Their new game. That's going to be very, very good. Wizard of Legend back in through there. Mind Over Magic. Crypt of the Necrodancer, 80% off for that one there. Overwhelmingly positive. This one here is I've heard about it, but I've never actually played it. I don't tend to play these type of games, but I did hear it was a good one. Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes. This is a great game actually. This is so much fun to play, like as a group. It's really quite interesting actually. A lot of tension when you start to play it. We're About to Die, only 25% off. Mortal Sin, Kingdoms Reborn, Wingspan. I've played that one. That's a very good board game. So we've got the board game. One of our daughters bought it for us, which was nice. So there's a fair few in there actually when just looking down through the actual list. Dot Age as well, only 20%. Nice game, that one as well. So there's some good stuff. Just do one more click and that'll be all we'll have a look at. There we go. There's the old Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, 70% off at this point in time, back from 2012. Okay, so it's 12 years ago was when Rebellion came out. I'm pretty sure that was standalone as well. But yes, for $17, it's probably a bit much now that we've got the new one coming out, which is going to be about $50. It's funny because the non actually it's going to be a little bit cheaper than like the 50. It's essentially $60 Australian. That's going to be around about say $40 US, I guess. But the new Sins is supposed to be around about $50. So I'd be waiting for the new Sins, to be honest. In that case, even at 70% off, I'd still be sort of waiting for the new one. Keeper RL, there we go, great game as well. Stone Shard, a great game. God, there's some good games in here actually. I'll just do one more click, one more look. Good old FTL. When did that one come out? That was not showing the dates on that one. It's weird. I don't know why it's not showing the date. Tape to tape, Moonlighter, Stardeus in there. There's Distant Worlds. 50% off. That's good. I mean, it doesn't often go on special. Stardeus is good as well. Only 35% off. One more click. By the way, there's more content coming soon for Distant Worlds. I'm not exactly sure when that's due to release, but there's more coming fairly soon for that one. Heroes Hour is pretty good as well. That's another Heroes of Might and Magic type game. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot there to look at. So definitely worth a look. Untrusted Life is saying that's the featured list. Not all games will be in it as it rotates through. Yeah, there's a lot in there. So it was one of these things where. So that's only one more day though. So you might want to just have a quick look through, particularly if you do like procedural content, which is what I do like. So Battleman saying, I can't believe Distant Worlds 2 is still a mixed review rating. Yeah, I know, it's just crazy. It is crazy that it's only rated that rated that low. I mean, it was a bad launch. You got to say it was a bad launch, and it's very hard to come back from a launch. If you launch a game and you that's why it should have gone into early access. It should still probably only really be thinking about coming out of early access now, to be honest. I think that's one game that really would have benefited from an early access. So Battleman's saying it's a better game than Mixed would represent. Yeah, it's not user friendly for casual gamers. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, sort of. Anyway, it's a shame that a game that good is rated that low. It is funny. It's sort of a bit mind-boggling, really. Right. Anyway, it's time for Marble Run, guys. We're going to do the Marble Run. So the USC Counterforce is going to be the giveaway for today. So that is, as I say, a really, really cool game to play. If you haven't got it, then you definitely want to be in it. And next week, as I say, I'm not sure of the timing. It definitely won't be at this time next week. Maybe the day after, maybe the day before, maybe even hours before, depending on when I get up. I'm not sure yet. But there will be a few Warhammer giveaway keys next week as well. So we're back into doing some giveaways. Let's go and open up the Nightbot, good old Nightbot. We'll log in. So Battlemode's saying put Drexy in. Yeah, I will. Okay, I'll do that. And look, even if you don't want the game, still be in the running, because that way you may have someone that wants it, or whatever it might be. Actually, I'll just do this. I can only do one thing at a time. Keyword. I'm going to, the keyword is going to be USC, okay, so USC is the keyword. So if you just type in USC into the actual chat, I'm going to do it as well, because not to keep the game, but to if I win it, I'm going to keep it for for 2 weeks time. And so we'll actually, So Ben was saying, but I'm not in. I don't need the game. Still put yourself in, please, and that way you can give it to Drexy if you win it. So you've got different things. Oh, Drexy is there. So Drexy is already. He's the first one in. He was the first one. So what's battle mode on about? You said I'm here-ish. Okay, but no. Look, even if you don't want the game, still get in the running, and that way you can just let me know. Look, I don't want the game. You can keep it, and then I can give it away in 2 weeks' time if that's the case as well. So by all means, sort of jump in. But battle mode, you should put yourself in, and that way you can be you can give your key to Drexy if you win it. But you're not going to win it. I sort of pretty much know that anyway, because you never ever win it. Actually, I think you did win it once, didn't you? We won something once. Only once. Win it and brag and give it back to Daz. Yeah, like that. If there's games, don't feel that you shouldn't compete in the marble run. Like I know that people enjoy it. So yeah, just be part of it. So yeah, rigged marble run host wins. Well, I'm definitely in this one because that way, if I win it, I can give it away in 2 weeks' time. I'll just go and get rid of all of the names, and so I think what we'll do is we'll just start to now go across and grab the names from the list. So we've still got a few dribbling in. 22 runners at this stage. Control C, okay, Control V. So Sorbicol was the last one there. Then we had, I'll put myself in as well. So battle mode, you're not going to be in it, are you? Dusty Monk is not in there. Okay, we'll put Dusty Monk in as well. Anyone else want to be added before we close it off? So we'll just go into Edit, Find and Replace. All right, okay, so we'll close it off there. And so 24 runners, just do a quick save. And close that one off, minimize that. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. This is a very good game that is sort of underrated. So does pressing the arrow key still make your marble go faster? Yes, and left and right as well, of course. No, it doesn't do anything at all. It's just completely random. What is it? Alt F4? Is that the one? Okay, we have 24. So we'll add our names. We'll clear that one out. Open. Finish. Go back. It doesn't have, I can't do the setup in here. In fact, there we go. We've got the 24 in through there. So, it's got 4 maps. I'll just keep all these on as they are. Maximum elimination chance when selecting a map. I think we've got to ramp this up, don't we? It's got to be, that's, I think 100%. Like that's the maximum elimination chance. So everyone can be eliminated, potentially. Maximum play is the maximum number of times a map has been played when selecting a map. Yeah, that's okay. I'll just leave that one in there. Minimum time, minimum average time in seconds. Yeah, that's okay. Maximum time, 300. That's pretty cool. Let's go. So we'll make it so that anything could happen with this. So now we've got the 4 maps. We're using bots. Autofill. There we go. We've got Tricky Fantastical District. Alright, and this then I'm not sure what that percentage then is showing us there. So let's go and play it. Good luck everyone, good luck. So Drusty saying there's a battle royale mode where viewers can instruct their marble to target a specific other marble. Yeah, I've got to be, I think you can only do that in Twitch. You can't do that in this one here. Alright, good luck. Here we go. Oh, that's very neon, isn't it? So we've got the daily grind out in front with JKS coming back up through, and then sort of everyone's now moving through the actual list. Untrusted Life out in front, way out in front now with Bubo and Chris C. Trusted Life is still there. Bubo, Chris C. There's a whole heap of people now in behind all of this. Now, oh, there we go. A big group of them. Sorbet Cold, Untrusted Life, and Chris C are the front runners. Everyone else is sitting back there, and then there's a big group coming in the from fourth and back from there. Chris C now in the lead. Untrusted Life coming in second. Sorbet Cold third. Daily Grind has now picked up speed. Untrusted Life is picking up speed with Chris. This will sort everyone out. Let's have a quick look and see what actually happens in through here. They're very, very close to each other. He's going to be the first one out. Now this is going to go somewhere. I'm just going to press the second place, or just a bit further on. I'm not exactly sure where everyone actually is. So unfortunately, it's not strictly the second place, but we'll just go back through and see where everyone actually now is. So where are we? We're in some sort of big loop, and I'm not sure where this one then goes. So what have we got in here? We've got Michael, Chris C, miles out in front. Michael, Victor, ZXM, Banksy. Drexy's dropped out. Drexy's dead. You've got to hit this little gap in here. Comes Bubo, bang, he's in. I've got no idea where the final. Here's the end bit. So Chris is now just coming in towards the end. ZXM is there as well. Victor is there in with them as well. Just need someone, whoever drops out may get the win. May drop off as well. ZXM is the first one through, and Chris is there as well. I'm not sure what's going on with these. Victor is there as well. I think the others have now died. Who's going to win? Michael didn't make it. But they're not coming up at the bottom there as being killed. I'm not sure where everyone else is. No idea. No idea where the others have got to. Dusty Monk's coming forward. Bubo is stuck there as well. God, it's hard to see what's going on here. Yeah, Ciro's out in front. Oh, we're getting closer. We are getting closer. Not sure how this one's going to work. Are they back in there again? I think they're back in. Yeah, they are back in. I think they've got to break their way through these areas. Yeah, there's like a channel there. They fall off and then end up going back into the loop again. Just got to get over this hurdle. There we go. So Gyrox almost made it. So who's going to be the first one across this list? Is CB going to make it? No, not quite. And looks like CB has destroyed himself. Yeah, so CB's out of it. Still waiting for Sith. Oh, and Sithel is the first one in. There we go. So Sithel wins it at this point in time. Here comes Chris C. Chris is not going to make it. Bubo is not going to make it. Is any of these going to make it? No. Sithel's miles out in front here. Here comes the others. Actually, I just died as well. wow, this is a tricky one, isn't it? Very hard. Only got 30 seconds before the game will close, and if Sithel ends up being the only person to get the points, that's going to put him miles in front of anyone else. Brian didn't quite make it. Bubo didn't quite make it. Here comes ZXM for another test. And nope, still didn't make it. Oh, look at everyone else dying. Here we go. I think Sithel's going to be the only person to get through. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Sithel, you are miles out in front at the moment. So everyone else didn't finish. Wow. That's took 4 minutes as well to actually get through that one. If you have a look at the Grand Prix. Now this is completely wrong. I'm going to have to write these down because this is not this. I've got to subtract these amounts. So Chris C 36. I don't know why it's done this. It's did this one before actually. Hugh David negative 24. I don't know why it does it. The only real one there is Sithel with the 20 points. So unfortunately, guys, if you end up with the numbers, I'm just going to have to subtract those numbers from it. Right, next map. This is Portal Purgatory. I don't know what happened there in the end. I couldn't see much at all. Anyway, here we go with this particular group. So straight through, I can actually just follow them down, some of them anyway. Okay, so we've got the Daily Grind and me out in front, Hugh David on the other side, Michael coming back in the other side as well. Back on the other side, we've got a whole bunch of them all caught up. Looks like Roger's now hit the lead on the other side, and Hugh David on this one here. Let's just go and zoom up. The portals are all showing everything else over this other side. We're going to have people surely dropping off in this one. This is going to be a tricky one. There goes Gyrox, JKS. I'm dead again as well. Oh, Gyrox has already won it. Wow. Okay, Bubicus is out. Comes ZXM. And ZXM is number 2. Drexy's out. Dusty Monk's out. Brian, so there's a lot of people falling by the wayside. Yeah, so we've got, that's it. Basically only a couple of winners out of that one too. So interesting. I shouldn't have done the 100%, should I? I should have kept it on 75% death rate. So Gyrox wins that one. We'll just look at the final results and through this other side as well. So ZXM does get the second place. Everyone else didn't finish as well. Wow, what a thing. Let's have a look and see the actual Grand Prix results. So now that last one, I'm going to have to keep track of this again because the Daily Grind is also now a negative 24. I'll just double check the final placings. It's a bit annoying actually that it's doing that one. So ZXM gets the 15, Gyrox gets the 20, Sithel gets the 20. So they're the only legitimate numbers that we actually have at this point in time. So let's go back to the next map. I'll just write that one down so I can read it. All right, start again. Good luck, everyone. Here we go, third race. So Jinga out in the front of Daily Grind. Untrusted Life coming in third. Michael fourth. Victor, actually there's a heap of them on the other side as well. Let's watch them as they come through. So Jinga's still out in front. Daily Grind has now hit the lead. Straight through. I think we have to avoid that that area there. Who's out in front now? So Michael has now hit the lead. No one's been killed yet. So Jinga coming in second, Untrusted Life third, Daily Grind fourth. Michael is still a fair way out in front. The actual leaders board on the top right is not accurate at all. I'm not sure what that's accurate. I think it's just whatever's closest to the actual to the final area. But Michael's still out in front here. We should see this one change as it does come through. Yeah, they're slow this one around. I'll just watch as they come around. Will they catch up to Michael? I don't know if they will. Well, no one's died in this one. It's just a very sedate run through the through this sort of swampy type terrain. This is where you get thrown off. We may lose some in here. Untrusted Life is through. Hugh David is through. Michael's still miles out in front here. No one's being picked up there to be pushed off. Yep, everyone's gotten through. Let's have a look up further up front. So it's still Untrusted Life is now out in front with Hugh David, and that should be the end of it. Let's watch as these come back through. Oh, Jinga almost made it all the way through. Untrusted, actually, Jinga's the first one through, and is going to ultimately be the. Oh, there we go. We're just losing Dusty Monks, Drexy, and Bubicus. Wow, Jinga actually finishes. And who's next? We've got Shiraz, Sithil, Original Intent, Chond, JKS, Daily Grind, Banksy, CB, Roger, Chris, and Victor. So got a fair few coming the other way. Yeah, Untrusted Life must have been thrown off somehow. Thought Untrusted Life was going to win that one. So I think I prefer the robot battles. Yeah, so I can see why. So Drexy saying third round I died. Yes, that is funny. Who have we still got? We've still got Hugh David coming. I think everyone else is done. There we are. All right, so Jinga is the winner of that one. Let's have this one shouldn't screw up the results. So if we have a look at the actual results, we've got yeah, they're all going down correctly, which is fine. So that actually works. Let's look at the Grand Prix results. So again, just got the yeah. So the 5 is accurate, but the 24 is not in this case. Now Hugh David, yeah, I've already got Hugh David mentioned. I just want to make doubly sure that we know where we actually are with this. All right, so next map, final map, the Boomerang. This sounds interesting. At least more finishes this time. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to keep it back on the defaults. Well, this looks like it's just a normal laps. Yeah, it's just a laps race. So just watch as we go through. So we've got Gyrox out in front. Brian has now just hit the lead in front of Gyrox. CB, the leaderboard in the right-hand side now will actually be accurate for this. So it's going to come around the corner here. So ZXM out in front of Victor. So up near the front and just see what's going on here. ZXM's got a very good angle there to push even further ahead. But here comes the others. You know, ZXM is not a good position there. I think CB's going to be the one that come out with the angle here. No, sure. So ZXM's still out in front. And that's you know, in the second lap. So we've got ZXM miles out in front now, with Shiraz, Banksy, CB, and me. Oh, he got slowed down there a bit. He did get slowed down there a bit. But he's a long way out in front, as we can see there. Will anyone be able to compete with him? I don't know if they will. They closed the gap there a little bit, but I don't think they're going to close it enough. Okay, so we're coming back in. Everyone else is behind us now. Okay, the last lap, and miles out in front for ZXM. ZXM saying, I told you guys about the buttons. Yes. Well, you've actually just hit that in a bad way. Is that enough for the others to catch up? They are catching up. You shouldn't have said anything. You don't count your chickens until they hatch. Look at this. Look at Chond. Look at Chond coming through. Can he catch ZXM? He's got a... Oh, and there we go. We've got Sorbicol coming back through the other list. Sorbicol is me as well. But ZXM is going to win the race. Well done. There we go. And so we're getting the leaderboard in through here now. So as everyone just comes back through. Untrusted Life bringing up the rear of this particular run. Now we've got a bit of maths to do to make sure that we get the correct winner. So if we just go and press escape and go to final results. I will actually look it up now and then we'll figure out what to do, because this one should also be okay because we've got everyone finishing. So in this case, that's the actual distribution, and then we've got the Grand Prix. So, Chris C, unfortunately, you're on 3 points, so you're not the winner. ZXM is the actual legitimate winner. So, congratulations, ZXM or Began, if you know Began on Twitch. So ZXM wins it there, and Sithil actually very close through there. Actually got so 35 versus 33. So it's unfortunately Chris is disqualified, as is the Daily Grind, as is Hugh David. So the leaderboard is a little bit all over the place. We will just finish it off, even though our top winner is not going to actually make it. So anyway, so the Sithil is actually in second place legitimately. ZXM is actually the real winner, and unfortunately, Chris, you're the you didn't quite make it. So Sithil's saying congratulations, cheater. There we go. So, but there we go. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have to call it quits here, and hope you all have a great week. Congratulations, ZXM. If you can just email me, I'll just give you my email address if I can bring it across. So just Daz at DazTactic.com, and then I'll be able to then shoot you through the key. So that'll be good. If it should be within the 24 hours that I can get the key to you. If you can get the email to me fairly soon, I can do it before I leave for the day. But that will be good. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll be, as I say, it won't be at my normal time next week. I don't know exactly when it will be. I'll have to sort of see how things are sort of panning out. But we'll definitely sort of get there's a lot of giveaways for next